Shalom. In this week's video on Jewish philosophy, I'm going to take a subject that probably is a little too complex for a short video like this one. But let's just touch the beginning of the different topics and the different opinions that we find on this. There's a lot of times where horrible tragedies occur in life. Events that are just too difficult for man to comprehend and to process. One of those, obviously, was the Holocaust. And the question that is asked by many people is, why did the Holocaust happen? And can we know why something like this happens? Can we understand how God acts and why God does the things that he does that are so difficult for us to understand? And the most common approach is that we can't understand that. We have to have the humility, the modesty to recognize the fact that especially when bad things happen to good people, or we can't comprehend it, we don't understand, we're not going to always understand God's ways. And that's very difficult for many people to take in, especially since God tells us to do what we can to understand God and to understand the world and to understand Torah. So it's very hard for us to take an approach of, we just don't know. My Rabbi Sinai Adler Zatzal, was a Holocaust survivor and a Torah scholar. And he took a different approach, and it's one that's very troubling. So I want to be prepared for this. He took the approach of the Holocaust, and again, he was a survivor. He went through to Auschwitz and Majdanek and the Death March, and recognized the fact that the Torah had said that God wrote in the Torah that if you don't follow the Torah, God will bring horrible punishments on you. And he pointed to each of the punishments that the Torah listed and showed in a book that he wrote on this matter how all of them had come true during the Holocaust. And all of those punishments were brought out on the Jewish people. And Rav Sinai said that if we believe the Torah to be true, then we should understand that if God tells us and warns us that we must follow his ways or he'll punish us, and then the punishments come true, then they're from God for us not following God's ways. And that's how he approached the Holocaust, that it was a punishment on the entire nation of the Jewish people. Some of us deserved the punishment, and some of us, by their own actions, did not. But it was a punishment on the entire nation for, as a whole, not following the Torah. That was Rav Sinai's approach to the Holocaust, and he said that there's no reason why it can't happen again if we continue the same actions that omit and ignore the warnings of the Torah. Two very different approaches to the Holocaust within Jewish philosophy, and there's no way of knowing who is right until God himself tells us. Shalom.